In August 2021, the world watched history unfold. After 2 decades of war with the United States and NATO, the Taliban swept into Kabul. The Afghan president fled, foreign forces withdrew, and a new chapter began. For the second time in modern history, the Islamic Emirate of Afghanistan was in power. The Taliban were no longer resistance fighters waging jihad against foreign occupation. They now carried the burden of governance. Ministries reopened, officials were appointed, and the emirate declared itself the legitimate authority of Afghanistan.
We will serve all Afghans regardless of ethnicity. This is not a government of one group, but of the whole nation.
Yet legitimacy on the world stage proved elusive. No Western country extended recognition. Billions of Afghan assets were frozen, sanctions were imposed, and while the emirate pointed to its full control of the nation, the world hesitated.
One of the most debated issues became education. Western governments demanded unrestricted schooling for girls. The emirate responded firmly, affirming education but within the boundaries of Islam and Afghan culture. We are not against education, but schools must operate under Sharia, protecting Islamic values and Afghan traditions. We reject the imposition of liberalism on our society.
The emirate introduced a foreign policy guided by 2 pillars: balance and economy, neutral in global rivalries, open to all sides, and determined to make Afghanistan a hub of regional connectivity through pipelines, railways, and transit corridors. Practical cooperation soon followed. Pakistan and Iran kept trade flowing. China invested in oil and copper. Uzbekistan advanced plans for a trans-Afghan railway. Regional powers began treating the emirate not as an outcast, but as a diplomatic reality. In July 2025, history was made. Russia became the first country to formally recognize the Taliban government. Diplomats were accepted, agreements signed, a breakthrough after years of isolation. China deepened engagement, offering Belt and Road cooperation, mining projects, and infrastructure. In May 2025, Pakistan elevated its diplomatic presence. It was clear Afghanistan's neighbors were engaging pragmatically and openly. In January 2025, Iran's foreign minister arrived in Kabul, the most senior visit in years. Border clashes and refugee tensions persisted, but diplomacy took precedence. India, once aligned with the fallen republic, approached carefully. In early 2025, its foreign secretary met Taliban representatives in Doha. A cautious step, but one that reflected Afghanistan's enduring strategic importance. Today, the Taliban control 39 embassies worldwide. Even without full recognition, Afghanistan's diplomatic isolation is steadily eroding. Yet the West remains firm. US sanctions and frozen assets continue to cripple Afghanistan's economy. The emirate argues these penalties punish civilians, not policymakers, and that true stability will only come through engagement, not isolation.
Sanctions and restrictions only harm the Afghan people. If the world wants stability, it must engage with us. In September 2025, a powerful earthquake struck eastern Afghanistan. The toll has climbed to over 2,200 lives lost and more than 3,600 injured. Entire villages were flattened, thousands displaced, homes and infrastructure destroyed. The emirate mobilized rescue forces immediately. Commandos parachuted into remote valleys. Local teams worked around the clock. Despite political divides, aid came. China and India delivered relief. Pakistan, Iran, and Turkey opened convoys. Qatar launched an air bridge. Russia sent food supplies. The United Arab Emirates dispatched rescue teams. Yet, the scale of devastation, remote mountain terrain, damaged roads, and relentless aftershocks slowed the relief effort. The Emirate appealed to the world. Humanitarian suffering must never be tied to politics. To survive under sanctions, Afghanistan looked east. Border trade expanded. Coal exports became vital, and deals were struck in local currencies, bypassing the dollar system. For the Emirate, these steps are not temporary, but a blueprint for long-term independence. The Islamic Emirate insists it seeks peace, religious governance, regional balance, and economic connectivity. The lingering question remains: do we isolate Afghanistan, or do we allow it to rebuild?
We defeated the greatest military power in the world. Now we ask the world to respect Afghanistan's sovereignty and allow us to rebuild our country under Islam.